Hi, I'm Amy McGuffin, CEO of Kittitas County Chamber of Commerce, and we are hitting the road to see one of our local chamber members. Good morning. Thank you for joining us again on the Chamber on the Road. Today, we are here with John at Clean Image. Hi, John.
Hey Amy, glad you're here.
I'm glad I'm here too. We're having some fun this morning and we're really excited for you guys because we are actually sitting in your new facility.
Yeah, and since we don't get to hang out for the coffee club in a couple months, we're glad to be here for a little sneak peek.
Right? Sneak peek. Only on the Chamber on the Road do you get to see a sneak peek of something that I know everyone is driving by on Dollar Way and thinking, wow, that is a pretty big change. So tell us what your changes have been for this year.
Well, COVID comes to mind, front and center. That's kind of unavoidable. But we did move over into the new facility here back in February. And then, of course, COVID hit in about mid-March. And when that happened, we saw a need for cleaning and sanitizing services here in Kittitas and really throughout central Washington. So we pivoted to focus more of our marketing efforts there. I think you guys probably know this, but we started out in cleaning as a cleaning company back in 2001. So we're coming up on 20 years as a cleaning company. So it's something that we have training in and have done for a long time, but we've been focusing more on the restoration side with flood and fires. Mm-hmm. So this was an opportunity to go back to our original DNA as a company, and that's been fun to see us doing more of that recently.
And I would have to say it was probably scary when COVID came in because you were fire and smoke. Now you're into COVID, sanitization, and all that stuff. So has it been easy or hard keeping employees during this time just because of the pandemic purposes and just stuff that happens with small business?
Yes, there has been some challenges because we're a full service restoration contractor, so we do the fire, the smoke, the water, the mold, but then we also have the repair side after that. And I think it was the first 2.5 months or so where construction wasn't considered essential unless it was a roof that was torn off or other situations where our guys need to be on site. So about 75% of our construction projects, we probably have 20 to 25 going right now, we're put on hold. Mm-hmm. And so we have a team of 5 different construction people, and we had to furlough 2 or 3 of them. So that was difficult for the repair side, and then still needing to take care of other people who have needs at their homes and wanting to honor them, but also needing to abide by the government and those laws. So the repair side, that was a challenge, but in terms of keeping the cleaning busy, that was considered essential, and then the flood and fire was also essential. And I think one thing that I'd add there, Amy, is our guys are fairly regularly in full body PPE, full face respirators, gloves, boots. And so when we started doing the COVID cleaning, particularly after someone had a positive case, it was pretty natural for us to roll in there and set containment, which we do on most of our jobs anyway. And so there was already the systems and equipment in place, training in place to meet those needs. It was just shifting out of the restoration and insurance world back into helping some of the local businesses here with cleaning needs.
I like how you said that you had to just shift into what you already had going, and shift it into the purpose of COVID and those positive cases. And so one of the things that we've talked about from the Chamber is the importance of business safety planning. And would you tell me what you have done from a policies and procedure point of view that has not only made your business better, but maybe, I don't know, give your employees a resting assurance that everything's going to be fine? Because it'd have to be difficult knowing very well that they're going into contaminated areas.
Yeah.
So talk about your business safety planning and how you put that into action.
Yeah. Okay, there's 3 or 4 different things that come to mind. So if I only get to 2, be like, John, you said there's a couple more. So
okay,
what else is going on? Okay, so I mean, there's a couple things. First of all, we have a safety coordinator who spends, about 10 hours a week on safety-related things. So we already had fire extinguishers and emergency evacuation routes. And I think either every year or every other year, we invite L&I to come into our building and do an inspection. It's a complimentary service that they offer. And when you bring them in proactively, they're much more willing to work with you than when they've sent you repeated warnings to correct certain offenses and then you don't get it done and you get a fine. You're like, why are they fining me? It's like, we tried to work with you. And we were proactive in that. And that's Nels Cleveland, our safety coordinator. So we already had some systems in place that way that I think set us up for success in being proactive. Our guys are used to being in hazardous situations, whether it's sewage or blood or other body matters that require us again to be in protective personal equipment with the respirator. Our guys are used to that, and we compensate differently. We'll pay time and a half when they're in certain situations. And so I think there is a greater willingness because they already had the training and the safety instruction in place. So, and then just taking the necessary steps here as a company to communicate with the team about, if you're sick, please let us know. I think that email was going out on a weekly basis there for an extended period of time. I think the last one I saw was a couple weeks ago or so now, but my boss says that communication, we're to be kings of communication, so making sure our employees are all on the same page and feel empowered to come to management and say, I'm not comfortable in this situation. So I think we have an amazing leadership team here that sets our guys up for success, and they feel like they can come and talk to them about that.
One of the things that you mentioned, and I'm going to kind of roll off of the COVID-19 because I know it affects everybody differently. You talk about your communication style, and so what is your moving forward communication to your consumers and even your potential consumers?
Yes, well, I will confess, Amy, that digital marketing is not my strong suit. And so I think we need to do a better job communicating through social media and our website, some of the services that we're offering for COVID and precautions that we've taken. But I think internally we do a good job of that. So then to the end consumer, it's we send an email, we make a phone call, we have project managers who are daily interacting with those customers, and I think it's just being there to answer questions that they have. Going back again to us as a company being uniquely situated to meet some of the challenges of COVID because of our experience in cleaning. I think we have a larger knowledge base than some of the others who are other small businesses in the area, and I think we just need to communicate with people when they have questions. But I'm sure that we can be more proactive again through social media and other website type stuff that we can beef up, and that's probably a failing on my part not doing that. But are you calling me out on something? Is that
I think you're just acknowledging something that we're doing today, because in the Chamber on the Road, this is an opportunity for you to tell people about your business and what services you offer. So we'll end this interview by acknowledging what you're stating. You're calling out yourself.
Yeah.
But I think we'll just end this interview by congratulating you for this new location. It's beautiful. I even walked up the stairs and I was like, wow, the carpets are brand new. It smells wonderful
It does
in
smell
here.
nice, yes.
I think just end off with a positive note about your company and what services you offer, and maybe tell us where this new facility is that I'm talking about in Ellensburg.
Yeah, so we're right here along Dollar Way, before the business park, near the interchange down there, so 1410 Dollar Way. And I tell, people ask us what makes you different and better, and I kind of have 3 or 4 things I like to throw out. But I think at the end of the day, what sets us apart is the people at our company from top to bottom. And we hire ideal team players. So that's a book by Pat Lencioni. He's a leadership guy. And he says to hire people who are humble, hungry, and smart. And we pride ourselves in finding the best people. And one of our mentalities is to hire people who are better, smarter than us at what we do. So I just went out and found a friend to come work with me in the sales department, and I can assure you he's way better than me. And so I'm super humbled to be with him because he makes me better, even though I've been doing this particular job longer. And I think that's something that our management has instilled in us as a company. So I just think we have the best people. It's not that we don't make mistakes, but I like to think that when we make mistakes, we're willing to make them right for the end user, for the customer. So proud of our company and proud of being part of the community here in Kidnet's House.
I believe you're right. And so we want to thank anybody and everybody that is watching us on Chamber on the Road. And again, thank you, John, for joining us. And we are at Clean Image here in Ellensburg.